Welcome to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve, Loveland, Central Florida's best real estate planner, alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger. We're going to bring you all of your real estate and mortgage news this weekend on what's going on in the market in Central Florida, around the country. Where are the rates at? And I'm going to dive into. I got three big things I want to cover here, Bruce.
Yeah, telling me.
Did you know 71% of all agents out there did not do a deal last year? We're going to expand on that.
That's amazing.
When do you, it's scary is what it is. I mean, it's not, I knew that number, but when do you adjust your pricing on a house? Like, when's the time you've been on the market? How do you know when it is time? And then how do you fire a realtor? If you got a bad one, which
that's a
maybe
great
one of those
question.
71% that didn't do a deal, how do you fire them? We're going to dig into that too. What do you got for this week, Bruce?
Well, even more importantly, we can talk about how do you choose one? What are we looking at? What do people look for when they're choosing a real estate agent? So I want to talk about what's going on with interest rates. I want to dive into the inventory and what that did for buyers. So I want to go into because we had a big shift in inventory. And then I want to talk about choosing the right lender and the consequences that can come from not choosing the right lender. But the consumer doesn't always know who to choose. So I had a scenario this week that I want to talk about, that a client went to Rocket Mortgage for their mortgage. And I want to talk to you a little bit about their circumstances and what ended up happening with that. So, but there's a lot of things going on in the market right now. I don't know about you, but my buyer activity just literally exploded in the last 4 weeks.
I've had more activity. People since the election has been climbing and climbing, and the inventory being up allows people to have some choices depending on what market you're in, what your price point is. And that's why it's important they talk to you first, figure out that price point. And to me, I can tell you what the other house is going to sell for or what it's going to rent for. So, you know, what are you working with when you go to buy the new home?
Absolutely. So that's why Cleve and I are on the air, to help guide you in the right direction, give you the information to make those informed decisions so that when you go out looking for a piece of property or you decide to sell your home, you know what it's worth and how you're going to get the most money for it. You also want to work with an agent that's going to guide you in the right direction when it comes to finding those perfect homes. So I find, Cleve, to be honest with you, most people are not very good at choosing real estate agents. They either go to somebody that they were referred to, maybe a friend or a
brother's,
family
cousin,
member,
sister's nephew. Yep.
A family member, which is the worst thing you can
kind of
do.
Like tenants. Yeah. Don't do that with tenants, and don't do that with, don't do that with realtors.
But people don't understand the statistics, but the numbers really can read the tea leaves. I mean, you look at your production versus the average real estate agent. Now, you shocked me. You said that 70%.
This is nationwide. 71% last year did not even do a transaction.
That means only 29% of the entire licensed real estate agents sold at least one transaction.
And then if they
the rest sold none.
And if they did one or two, three, that's not even a living.
That's not a living.
You know, even if those were $1 million homes. So
if you're going to be good at your craft, don't you want to do it a lot?
Well, you know what? It's funny. This is a nationwide publication I get called Inman, and it's real estate news and agent tips and stories going around the country and gossip about real estate and companies and things like that. And I get some tidbits out of this sometimes. And it's funny because this thing has 6 great side hustles for realtors. Like, I've never had a side hustle. I've been a realtor for 33 years now.
Well,
I never stopped working and made
a side hustle.
Yeah.
But that's why a lot of people get into it, because they can't work the hours. They're working another job. Well, when a buyer or a seller needs to talk to a real estate agent, do you think they want to wait till 6 o'clock at night to answer questions?
Because when you get off the register at CVS,
regular job.
Yeah.
Right. So you that's not what I don't want my heart surgeon to be part-time.
Yeah.
I don't want my heart surgeon to do one surgery a year. I want the guy that's doing 10 a week.
Well, the big thing you hire a realtor for, there's different people say, show me homes, handle the paperwork. Negotiation is like the number one thing people want. They want to make sure you're a tough negotiator.
Part of it.
And negotiating is what you get. And it's like, well, I got somebody over here that'll sell my house for 2%. Well, let me put my stats up against theirs, and I'll show you how I'm going to earn you 10% more than that realtor does.
Absolutely.
Because that's his only deal, and he's starving.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
But what are these? So in other words, we got 29% of the entire licensed real estate population sold one deal. I'd be curious if it's the 80-10 principle, then out of that 29% that sold them, you've got a very, very small population of
Top
real
5%
estate agents.
doing 90% of the transactions, probably.
I
So
bet you it's doing even more.
and that's something to watch. So what? And now, Bruce, jumping over to rates. I thought rates got better last week, didn't
So
they?
they did. So the Freddie Mac posted 30-year fixed rate is right now at 6.85%. It dropped from 6.99.
Okay.
So obviously, to get that rate, you got to have good scores. That's a conventional Freddie Mac average posted rate. It probably came with 1.5 or so, but that shows that the market is settling a little bit. We're going in the right direction. We're not making big positives moves, but the thing is that we are going in the right direction. And I think that's giving consumers a lot of confidence right now. So is it a time to refinance if you're looking just to drop your rate? Not yet. But I created that watch list for my clients. If you are looking to consolidate debt, then definitely a good time. If you're looking to purchase a home, I think that the opportunity right now, Cleve, is poised for a buyer to jump in the market.
You got a lot to look at.
Well, we talked about it on our show last week that we got 1,116 more homes from December to January
we got
on the market.
Yeah, it's funny because December, after the election, we sold 1,600 homes more than we used to do. So the inventory went from 11,600 to 10,000.
Right.
In January, it jumped right back to 11,600. So, and that's a January number. A lot of people getting on the market saying, all right, we're going to do something. And I think we'll eat that up, and these lower rates will help the buyer traffic.
Season will eat that up. But the reason for that, you don't just have 1,000 more homes in our market alone pop up without people having a reason for that. So the reason for that is more listings. And this doesn't even count builder stuff, right? This doesn't.
No, it doesn't. This is just resale.
Builder stuff. And those were just single family homes. That's not even counting condos. That was the single family home numbers up 1,116. So what would cause that? The only way that happens is if somebody that wanted to sell that was holding off because they're sitting on the 3.5% 30-year fixed rate finally came to an epiphany, to a realization that it's not going to get better anytime soon. And if I truly want to buy another home, now's the time I got to do it.
Well, prices are rising. They've also, so they're looking at their house. If they are selling a house, they're looking at their house and they're saying, wait, I got more equity than I thought I did. So, okay, my payment's not going to be where I want it to be because my rates, I'm giving up my 4% rate. I'm going to have a 6.5 or a 6 3/4, whatever it might be, 7%, but they're only going to have that rate for a year or two.
That's right.
But that house is going to go up $50,000 over the next 2-3 years.
Yeah. So Cleve, are you familiar with my Bruce's Rate Watch program? I haven't found a better name for it. Maybe we need to
get another acronym.
I'll
ask Chat. Yeah.
I'll ask Chat to come up with a better name for me. But but what I did is I originally started this for just my clients that I closed from say February of 2022 till present, because rates were up. Everybody's going to want to refinance. If you're looking to drop your rate, now is not the time. Don't refinance now to drop your rate, but get on my VIP watch list and I will call you when it's time to refinance. In the meantime, I'll want all your information on your current mortgage so we can do that. 407-706-3313. Excuse me. That's my other cell phone number. Let me give you the real number. 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144 for the loan arranger. Or Cleve Loveland. Cleve, how do they reach you?
407-352-8118. I'll be working all weekend, and I've got agents out there showing properties. We can definitely help you out. A lot of people, Bruce, I mean, the 5 Ds are still going on.
Absolutely.
We got diamonds,
diapers,
divorce, downsize,
and death.
So all those things, that's normal real estate market.
Absolutely.
Well, we don't have, I mean, there's still people doing well at their jobs and they're upsizing and there's people getting promotions and people moving into town. But this market's still there's a lot of people staying put because they just don't want to move, and they probably will. So we'll see that as rates come down. I think we'll see just as many people start entering the market.
Well, they're already starting to pick up. My business is up at least 50 to 60% just in the last month or so.
And you wanted to mention, you talked about the rates, average rate 6.85. Now, if my credit score is 790, what's my rate?
Well, you're probably at 6.85 and less points. You
Okay.
might, well,
Less points. All
I
right.
listen, I'm locking loans at 6.75,
Okay.
6.65. It all depends. Listen, you have to be cautious. And you can see I'm very careful about quoting rates because I don't ever want to be construed as a bait and switch because everyone's different. If your credit score is 800 and you're putting 20% down, you're going to get a different rate than the guy that's 800 putting 5% down. You're going to get a different rate for FHA or VA.
Yep.
Right now, FHA and VA interest rates are lower than conventional interest rates.
But you were going to start a VIP list though for higher credit scores.
I started a VIP list for my refinances because a lot of people just want to refinance, but right now, I don't think it's the time unless you're looking at debt consolidation.
Mm-hmm.
So call me at 407-250-9144 or go to webringyouhome.com and I'll add you to my Rate Watch VIP list. And when the rates hit your target, we lock it and you start saving money. And when we come back from the next break, I want to talk about a client.
We got about 3 minutes, don't we?
Yeah, we got about 3 minutes, but when we come back, I want to talk about a client. In the meantime, you got a listing or two we can talk about?
I do. Let's jump into these. I've got a couple. This is a great neighborhood, Zellwood Station, manufactured home, over 55 community, 55 and better, 133,000 for 1,000 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a 2-car carport, luxury vinyl plank flooring throughout. And this is a pet section. You can have pets in this section when you own in here. This neighborhood is run very, very well. Great community for 133,000. I've got Solavita retirement community, 268,000 for 1,700 square feet. Now we talk about the market. This is a buyer's market in this neighborhood. This house is 1,700 square feet, Bruce, and list price per square foot is 157. Most of the other properties are listed at like 170, 180 per square foot. So I looked at that, and this is the best price home at this price. 2-bedroom, 2-bath plus a den on a conservation area. You got a tile roof in there. 268,000. I've got commercial property right off of Clarkona Ocoee and OBT. This is 530,000 for 2,300 square feet. Zone C1, great place to run a business out of. Half-acre lot with all fenced in with electric gate. Big house, plenty of room for offices.
All you self-employed business people.
10, 15 people.
Where's that commercial property?
That's right off of 441 in Clarkona Ocoee.
Nice.
So great location in West Orlando. I've got a golf community in Metro West, 570,000, 2,400 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths with a pool, tile roof home, 4-point inspections done. Inspection is done for 570,000. You got master on the first floor, soaring 20-foot ceilings, Brazilian cherry floors throughout. Go over to Hamlin and Winter Garden. I've got 580,000 for 2,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. And premier location. This has kind of a luxury lifestyle here, low maintenance home, smaller yard, but just you can walk down to the shopping center, walk down to the movie theater.
Very convenient.
Great. You got all kinds of upgrades in this house for 580,000. And then I've got an industrial property in DeLand for $1,290,000, 5,000 square feet on 2 acres. Now, industrial property, Bruce, like,
is this like a metal building?
It's a big old warehouse with 1,500 square feet of office and a 5,000 square foot warehouse on 2 acres.
How much is that?
Fuel depot, $1,280,000. And this is one that, like, they don't make a lot of industrial properties, and it's hard to get something zoned industrial. It's like once it's industrial, that's all they're going to have.
Sure.
So this one it's a great buy, $1,288,000. This gentleman's getting ready to. He sold his business and he's ready to retire. I've got $750,000 for 12 acres in Mount Dora, and this is good for development or for a nursery or to build your big home on. But call me if you want to take a look at any of these, 407-352-8118, or go to cleveloveland.com. Be happy to help you out.
Yeah. And if you have any questions for the loan arranger, all you got to do is pick up the phone and give us a call. 407-250-9144 for the loan arranger, 407-250-9144, or webringyouhome.com. When we get back from the next break, I want to talk to you about a guy that went to Rocket Mortgage and what happened. Now, I don't say anything negative about other companies. I just want to tell a story of the way things happened here. So stay tuned. We got a lot to cover. We're going to cover interest rates, self-employment, and what to do in the future when it comes to getting your next mortgage. Cleve and I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.